I mean, hello there, guys, and welcome back to, well, the Laurenz Vescoli channel, or Laus 1507 channel. I'm still not sure what to go with. Obviously, Laus 1507 is my social media tag, and Laurenz Vescoli is just my name. But yeah, it's been a very, very long time since I've last uploaded on this channel. I don't remember the last time I've uploaded on this channel. I've wanted to restart it for ages and ages and ages, but then I just didn't for various reasons, basically. But now I felt like it is the time to do so. I think, obviously we have a lot of content going on 100% Chelsea, obviously, which is where I'm assuming you're going to know me from. We have so much content going around there that, I just thought, let's do this video on here, because why not? And like I said, I've wanted to restart this channel for a long time now. Also, if you're an OG subscriber from the first 140 or whatever I had before basically stopping uploading, I mean, it's good to see you. Cheers for sticking around. I don't know how you did that. I don't know why you did that, but fair play. Thank you. And if you're new here, please do subscribe. That would mean a lot. I'd like to build this channel up a bit. So, yeah, please do subscribe. I love you all, basically. I love you all. Drop a like if you're happy that I'm, doing videos on here again. Why not? But what I'm here to talk about today, obviously, as you can see from the title, is about Maurizio Sarri. And why, me personally, I do not believe that there's much point in Chelsea Football Club sacking Maurizio Sarri at this stage, or even next week, if we do lose to both City and Spurs. I just don't see the point. And, you're happy to disagree with me. Fine. Let me know that in the comment section below, but please hear me out first. Please hear me out first, because at least I think I'm making sense. You might disagree, but at least I think I'm making sense. Let's go through it. I mean, there is no denying that Maurizio Sarri is making mistakes. There is absolutely no denying that. And I think the biggest Sarri supporters, whether that's from the start or still around Christmas or now, are criticising him and will criticise him and should criticise him for certain things that he does. Like I said in my obviously review on 100% Chelsea yesterday, I do think that starting Alonso kind of had a point in the end, with Lukaku playing out wide there and Alonso holding his own against him quite a lot more than Emerson would have done. But at the end of the day, that's not what it can be all about, especially when you're an attacking manager. Like, I know height and stuff is important, but that's not what it can be all about. Like, it should not be all about that. And the fact that Marcos Alonso keeps starting while Emerson Palmieri simply doesn't get in the team is ridiculous. Like, it is frankly ridiculous. The fact that Callum Hudson-Odoi isn't getting game time when both Pedro and Willian are very inconsistent and 9 times out of 10 not playing anywhere near well enough is ridiculous. Okay, then you have the issue of the midfield. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is injured when he is by far our best option as that number 8, and both Kovacic and Barkley are dreadful. But still, some of the things that Sarri does, let alone bringing on Zappacosta with 10 minutes to go when you turn it down against Manchester United in the FA Cup, that is ridiculous. I get that substitution because Zappacosta gives us more going forward. If he does that, with an hour gone and brings on Zappacosta for Aspi alongside bringing Willian or Hudson-Odoi on for Pedro, then that's understandable to an extent because Zappacosta does give us a lot more going forward than Azpilicueta does. But with 10 minutes to go, are you stupid? Like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, we know about basically Guardiola saying it to Sarri as well when, Sarri knowing that there's no point, focusing on all 25 players in your squad and trying to improve all of them significantly in your first season. That's not going to work. That's too many players. You have to focus on a main core of players, and that's 13, 14 players, and that does make sense. Guardiola did it in his first season at Man City, and, so is, I guess, Sarri's trying to do the same now. But I think he might be focusing on the wrong 14 players. He shouldn't be focusing on Marcos Alonso. He shouldn't be focusing on Pedro or Willian. Pedro and Willian are 30 and 31. It doesn't make sense to focus on those. Focus on Callum Hudson-Odoi. Why not? I mean, would we be worse than 6th had we used him? Very much doubt it. I very, very much doubt it. Would we be in the League Cup final? Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. Would we be in the FA Cup? Would we have been knocked out earlier? Definitely not, because he played in those games, unless we played Pedro and Willian, and that's why we would have been knocked out earlier. Some of the decisions just don't make sense. They just don't make sense. At the same time, though, again, it is the options. Of course, you can disagree, you can think about a plan B, and I thought at the start of the season we did have a plan B. When Morata played, our style of play was different to when Olivier Giroud played, and obviously back then we had some games Giroud, some games Morata, sometimes we swapped them after an hour or so, and our style of play changed. We didn't change the formation, but it was slightly different. With Giroud, was a lot more direct. Morata was more in behind. It changed. It was different. Now we're always stuck to the same thing that isn't working. I'm not saying we need a plan B because plan A isn't working, but you need to adapt it slightly. Not even go to a plan B from plan A. Go to a plan 8.5, whatever you want, if you want to call it that. Do you know what I mean? Change something. I don't think, change to a different formation such as 4-2-3-1 will make such a big difference. We might be slightly better defensively, but at the same time, if you look at Kovacic playing, how little he moves forward, he's basically playing next to Jorginho anyway. Just a few yards out of him. And, in a 4-2-3-1, they're not like glued next to each other to always be right next to each other. So at the end of the day, he moves forward so little, it's basically a 4-2-3-1 anyway. You could almost say it's a flat 4-3-3. It's more defensive than a 4-2-3-1 would be, arguably. Obviously, it's not because we, Kante especially, but also Kovacic and Barkley, whoever plays there, do move forward. And then going forward, would attacking-wise, would it help us? I doubt it. I just don't see how it would help us. Yes, you could say if once we concede less, we would be better going forward because of the trust and the confidence and stuff. But around the, November, December, early January period, we didn't concede many goals. We didn't concede many goals at all. That's why we had these 0-0 draws, these lucky 1-0 wins or scrapey 1-0 wins, the odd 1-0 defeat as well. That's when we had that. We didn't concede many goals, barely. But we didn't score. And now we just concede more and still don't score. So it's just not right at Chelsea at the moment. There's a lot of things wrong at Chelsea at the moment, and a lot of them need fixing. And if you think about it, realistically, how many players from our starting 11 do need changing to actually make an attacking style of football work? You're talking 4 to 6 players off the starting 11 that need changing. They need replacing in the summer, if we don't have a transfer ban by then, which I doubt because it's getting a bit late for that now. 4 to 6 players, and that's only a starting 11, let alone the squad, because we still have players like Danny Drinkwater, David Zappacosta, Olivier Giroud. We still have these players that we need to get rid of. Obviously Giroud is leaving. We need to get rid of Pedro and Willian, so we need to replace them. Obviously we have Pulisic coming in. Who knows whether Hazard is staying? Who knows whether Hudson-Odoi is staying? Possibly, the only winger we should have left next season is Christian Pulisic. That's realistically, well, I say realistically, but there's the possibility of that being the scenario. And isn't that scary? Isn't that bloody scary? If Hazard leaves, Hudson-Odoi might leave as well. We need to get rid of Willian and Pedro. We probably won't if Hudson-Odoi and Pedro leave and Hazard leave, but we should. And then we'd only have Pulisic left. So what do we do then? But what I want to get at, basically, if we did sack Sarri today, as much criticism, as there is surrounding him and as much of it that he does deserve, if we sacked him today, if we sacked him after losing to City, after losing to Spurs, if we do lose those games, what's the point? Who would likely take over? Gianfranco Zola. Gianfranco Zola is a guy that, judging from every interview he's given since becoming part of Sarri's staff, very much so agrees with, Sarri's style of football. I haven't watched all too much of Gianfranco Zola as a, individual manager, as him being the head coach, the first team manager. But his general idea, whether that was as a player, whether that's what he says as an assistant now, or also when I saw a few things of him as a manager, they're not that far different to what Maurizio Sarri does. He might change it a little bit, but not all too drastically. And also, his comments surrounding Callum Hudson-Odoi in 2 press conferences, they're pretty clear. They're not, statements that are like, my boss is telling me to say this, so I need to say this now. That's not what I think this is. That's not what it is with Zola. He wouldn't play Callum Hudson-Odoi any more than Sarri would. I don't think that the players lost absolute, every bit of faith that they had in Sarri. I think, that they find a lot of things questionable, possibly, but I think that they also know that a lot of it is down to them. I think personally, on a personal level, I think they actually like Sarri. Maybe they like him a little bit too much, but then again, they hated Conte, and, how did that go in the end? Yes, we won the FA Cup, but, the relationship and the turmoil that the club was in wasn't great. It definitely wasn't great. So, where does that put us? Okay, we'd have Zola. Does that increase our chances of making top 4, of winning the Europa League, compared to just keeping Sarri in the job? I very much doubt it. I don't think that Zola is going to be any less stubborn. I don't think that because Zola would go and just play Emerson every week. Maybe he'd play Loftus-Cheek if he's fit, but I think Sarri would play Loftus-Cheek when he's fit again. So, like I said, I don't think he would play Hudson-Odoi anymore. So does it increase our chances? Not in my opinion, not at all. And what else do we do right now? Okay, Zinedine Zidane is out of a job. First of all, he's a good manager, but I don't think he's as good as some people are making him out to be. You might hate me for that statement, but that's what I believe. And he would never, ever take our job. Our coaching Chelsea Football Club, being manager of Chelsea Football Club right now, is career suicide, especially when you're Zinedine Zidane, that has only done the Real Madrid job and been incredibly successful there, winning 3 Champions Leagues on the bounce, back to back. He would not take this job. All right, then you have Gus Hiddink. Let's not do that again, please. There is no point. Let's just not do that again, please. No. Yeah, you have Jose Mourinho. I don't think our board wants Jose Mourinho again, and I don't think Jose Mourinho wants to come back to Chelsea again. He's the closest thing we've had, in my opinion, to a perfect fit to Chelsea Football Club. But, again, where do we go? Who do we bring in? All right, you have Laurent Blanc, all right, he doesn't have a job, as far as I'm aware. And obviously, we were linked with him in the summer when obviously it looked like Sarri might not be happening. His system, he also plays in the 4-3-3 system. Not with the Regista, it is different. He would probably be playing Kante as a central defensive midfielder. Would that help? Possibly. And it would be different. It would probably be, easier to adapt to for the players because it's less different. At the same time, though, the mistake that Kante made last night for United's second goal, well, he can make that mistake as a CDM just as much. That's more of a CDM's job than the way he plays now. But still, he made the mistake, what he's meant to be so good at. So I'm not saying he's not good at it, but I'm saying he also makes mistakes in that role, and him playing as the CDM wouldn't solve everything immediately. That's what I'm trying to bring across. And, Laurent Blanc was or is PSG's most successful manager in history. Yes, he won the league, he won the double, he won the treble, he won all sorts. Didn't do particularly well in the Champions League, but that's PSG. Does that count? Does that count winning the French league as particular success? It's a bit like winning the league with Bayern Munich. It's not that big of a success. Dortmund have the odd good season here and there. But other than that, it's been so long since anyone has challenged Bayern Munich. I think the last time that, a team that wasn't Dortmund and Bayern Munich won the league might have been Wolfsburg in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. I think. 2009. We now have 2019. It's been Bayern Munich for the last 7 years and then Dortmund twice. Basically. And then Bayern Munich once before that or twice before that and then Wolfsburg before that. It's ridiculous. That is not that big of a success. They have by far the best team. They have by far the most money. And that's the same as it is in France. The fact that he won the league with Montpellier, I'm pretty sure. I hope I'm not mistaken there. That's what I remember from talking about him in the summer anyway. Winning the league with Montpellier, that is an achievement. And fair play. But that is a long time ago now. Football isn't the same thing anymore. And it's still the French league. It is not the Premier League. Would he be significantly better? Would he want to take this job with the turmoil that we're in? I don't know. Possibly. That might be something that you could give a go. Would it be that different? Especially if fans see he's playing a 4-3-3 again. If fans see that, they're probably going to hate him from day one. From day one. I mean, they're already singing Fuck Sarri Ball. And, some people have apparently joined in and singing Bring Mourinho back and stuff like that. What is the point in that? I'm not going to tell anyone what you're allowed to and not allowed to chant in a stadium, except racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic chants. Don't sing that. Please don't do that. That's stupid. But, other than that, okay, you sing what you want to sing. I don't agree with it. What is that? Do you think that's going to make the team play any better? No. Okay, fair enough. You might think they're not going to play any better anyway. Fair enough. But that's not the point. Maurizio Sarri was brought into Chelsea Football Club to change us. Maurizio Sarri wasn't brought in to defend. Maurizio Sarri wasn't brought in to sit back and counter-attack. You might think that's what he should do in his plan B, but that's not what he was brought in to do. If we wanted someone that should do that, we could have kept Conte, we could have gotten someone else. But we didn't. We brought Sarri in. So we were ready for that. If you didn't know enough about Sarri and didn't know that, well, okay then. But that's what we're always going to get. The rotation thing, I am annoyed at. The lack of youth, that's being used, I am annoyed at as well. But at the end of the day, we knew we were going to get this. Chelsea is getting to this stage now of being in a downward spiral towards mediocrity. That's where we're going. We're sacking manager after manager after manager. At some point, we're not going to have anyone left to sack. Because big managers and big players are not going to want to join Chelsea Football Club anymore. What manager, no matter how good you are, is going to join us? They know they're going to get sacked within the next maximum 2.5 years. They just know. Sarri might be sacked within 7 months of being appointed. 7 months. That is ridiculous. When his task that he was given at the start of the season, alongside getting Champions League football, was to change everything. Change everything while he got 3 outfield players in 2 windows. 3. He got Jorginho, he got Mateo Kovacic, and then he got Higuain. That's all he got. That's all he got in 2 windows. And 2 of them, he got on fucking loan. On loan. To go from Conte football to Maurizio Sarri football. 3 outfield players. 3. Are you having a laugh? That's going to change it. No manager that comes in, they're like, all right, I'm going to have the exact same squad. The exact same incapable squad. All right. I mean, good luck with that then. Where the hell do we go? And then some people might bring Frank Lampard in from Derby. Right now, are you serious? Did you think about this? He would ruin his legacy at the club. Not because he would do anything wrong, but because of the players. There's nothing good coming from bringing Frank Lampard in now or in the summer. Nothing. The players wouldn't listen to him any more than they would to anyone else. They didn't listen to Antonio Conte, a Serie A winner, and a very good footballer as well. He was very successful as a footballer. Unlike Mourinho, unlike Sarri, he was the footballer as well. And, he understood the players. because he was a player. Yes, Frank Lampard played for Chelsea Football Club. Some of them even played with him. You think Hazard is going to be like, oh yeah, Frank, I'm going to do exactly what you're saying. I played with you and I was already better. But still, I'm going to do what you say. I don't see that. Yes, I don't see Hazard as the problem in this squad here. But a lot of people would have issues with it. I don't think it would go well. I just don't think so. So where do we go? We wouldn't get those players anymore. We have a transfer ban looming, even though I actually think a transfer ban is one of the best things that can happen to this club. Not in the summer, but after that. Ideally, a long one. A long transfer ban. 4 windows, not just 2, 4 windows. So we can't sign stupid players like Danny Drinkwater anymore, like Olivier Giroud, like David Zappacosta. That we can't sign these players anymore. And we just have to use youth. Then we have to use Loftus-Cheek, Callum Hudson-Odoi if he's still around, Ethan Ampadu. We just have to use them. There's no other choice. I think it would actually be good if we do the summer right. But again, we won't do the summer right. We won't spend enough money. We won't get rid of enough players, no matter who the manager is. You can talk about adapting and Conte adapted. At the end of the day, we're now level with Arsenal in 5th. We're 6th, they're 5th, we're behind them and got them. It's all right. Well, we finished 5th last year. So is it really any worse than it was last year? Okay, the results in the last month were worse. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's no different. We don't know yet where we're going to end the season. You can predict things, but you don't know for sure. You can say we're going to finish 5th. We're going to get knocked out of the Europa League soon. You can say that, but you don't know that. It's as simple as that. So is it that different? No. We would have had to change so much how we kept Conte. Now we have Sarri in. I keep going back to this. I do agree that we should have changed, that Sarri should change more. That should have a kind of plan B, a plan 8.5, that he should use different players, that he shouldn't keep using the same thing. It's very similar to the criticism I had of Jose Mourinho back in 2015. When I wanted him to stay, because I love Jose Mourinho, he said he's taken his responsibility, but the players have to take theirs, and the club has to take theirs as well. And they didn't. Instead, they sacked him. Mourinho, like I said earlier already, did a lot of things wrong with Eva Canero, with other things as well. But he had a point. And Younes, back in the day, when Mourinho was sacked, made it really like video that's coming true once again. It came true when Conte was gone. It's coming true again now. We are fucked. Once we sack Mourinho a second time, we were fucked. No one wants us. And that's not for a financial reason, not even for a sporting reason. You can get big things out of Chelsea Football Club. It's an absolute mess that we're in. But say we sack Sarri anyway. Say we sack him within the next 10 days or so. So say that happens. What do we do? Okay, say we just get Zolo in until the end of the season. It doesn't matter. Just say we get an interim manager until the end of the season. Who the hell do we get in the summer? Who do we get? We're not going to get Zidane. Not now, not in the summer. We're not going to get Pochettino. No chance. We're not going to get, I don't know, Ancelotti from Napoli. We're not. Obviously not going to get the likes of Guardiola. We're not going to get any of these managers. We're not going to get Nagelsmann from Hoffenheim, who has a pre-contract with Leipzig to join them in the summer, and after that is pretty much set to join Bayern Munich eventually, probably as soon as he's done at Leipzig, unless he does a really bad job there, basically. That's what's going to happen. So who else is out there? This is where we're going. This is kind of why we ended up with Sarri, with a manager that has one thing. Yes, because of his idea, but his idea is not too different from what Guardiola does. But Guardiola even said after we played him, after they battered us 6-0, that he joined a club that trusts his idea. And Chelsea don't do that. We wanted him. We wanted Guardiola badly. But he turned us down. And he didn't turn down Man City. Why? Because the job at Man City for him was a lot easier. It made a lot more sense. The fans didn't turn on him. Not that much anyway. The board didn't turn on him. Not that much anyway. We have a reputation of turning on our managers. Not as fans necessarily, but as the board. We just do that. Pep Guardiola didn't take over a Man City that were playing Conte football before that, or Mourinho football before that. He took over from managers that already played attacking football, whether that was Pellegrini or whoever. They already played attacking football, not exactly like him, but attacking football, and then the change is a lot less drastic. So that makes the job for Sarri even harder, and then with a worse squad, much worse than Man City had when Guardiola took over, it makes it even worse again. That's what you get. Man City signed players that they knew Guardiola would want before they ever appointed Guardiola. We don't even sign players that our manager wants when the manager is in charge. Can you think about this? It's not as simple as, just get someone else. We're not going to get Simeone. No, he just signed a new contract with Atletico Madrid, and even if he didn't, and even if we wanted to buy him out of that contract, no chance in hell would he join us. Is he stupid? Well, I don't think he is. He would not join us. That is not happening. So at the end of the day, I don't know where to go. We're going to lose the League Cup final. I'm almost certain. We're probably going to lose to Spurs. Maybe get a lucky draw in the league, but I'm probably going to lose. We're going to beat Malmo, I'm pretty sure, but, it's not great. Of course it isn't great. I know it isn't great. You know it isn't great. But what's the point of sacking Sarri? We're going to get another manager in that hasn't won much, that isn't all that successful, and the whole shit, the whole like circle will start again. Within the next 2.5 years, whoever the new manager is will be sacked. But still, the fact that Sarri is using some of these players consistently, whether that's Alonso, is basically like when Mourinho kept using Ivanovic back then. It's the exact same thing. He shouldn't have kept using Ivanovic because he was dreadful, but he did keep using him. But Ivanovic was a great servant for Mourinho, so he basically gave him something. He showed him that loyalty. Sarri has only been here 6-7 months. That's not long enough to have any sort of loyalty to anyone. So stop playing Alonso. But it's similar, it's the same mistakes, and it is frustrating because a lot of too many Chelsea managers, fall into that kind of dip, if you will. They just don't know what to do anymore. They're kind of lost. They don't know. They're really trying to win, but at the same time, they think, is playing a youth player, isn't that too risky? Isn't that going to make me more likely to lose? And if I lose more, I'm just going to have to try to win. Yes, us fans would understand it more, but at the same time, would we accept being 17th like we were under Mourinho when he got sacked? Had we played all the youth? I very much doubt it. If he was playing Hudson-Odoi and Ampadu and we'd be losing these games, you'd still say change the system. Maybe you wouldn't say change the players, or maybe we'd realise, or we'd say these youth players aren't good enough. Play the experienced players. Some fans will do this, some fans will do that. It's not as simple as play them and it's all good. It just doesn't work like that, guys. It just doesn't work. It's not that simple. I'm really just letting loose here. I'm just rambling things on my chest. I don't see the point of sacking Sarri. I've explained it why. I don't see anything that will make it better. It's just a spiral that we're in. And at one point, we have to back a manager. Whether we should have backed Mourinho, whether we should have backed Conte, whether we should back Sarri now, or whether we should back the next one. But at some point, we have to back a manager. And at this stage, it doesn't look like we're ever going to do that. And also, Marina Granovskaya, well, she appointed Conte, and she appointed Sarri. If we sack Sarri, why shouldn't she go? Yunus said that in his video. And I agree. If Sarri is sacked, Marina Granovskaya has to go. Not that she doesn't have to go in the first place anyway, whether Sarri stays or not. But, isn't she doing her job very wrong? Like, she knew full well that Sarri isn't the guy to rotate. She knew full well that Sarri isn't the guy to have a plan B or to change things up when they aren't working. She knew that. She should have known that. Maybe she didn't know that. Maybe that's what she did wrong. Maybe she didn't know that and she should have known. There's a lot of things that frustrate me at Chelsea Football Club at the moment. But that doesn't mean that I don't love the club. That doesn't mean that I don't support the club. That doesn't mean that, I don't want the best to happen to this club. I mean, I see some fans saying they want us to lose just so we sack Sarri. I mean, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. But at the end of the day, I don't know what else to say. I mean, like I said in the beginning, please do subscribe if you're new here. Drop a like, leave any comments, on everything that I've said. Leave your thoughts. Leave me any video ideas that you want down here. I'm going to try and do this as often as I can. I don't know whether it's going to be once a week, multiple times a week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I might not just talk about Chelsea. I might not even just talk about football. Other interests, I'm not going to talk about skiing, am I? Could talk about Formula 1. I love Formula 1. If you care for me to do that, let me know. I very much doubt it, but you could try, I guess. I could make an odd vlog. I guess, sadly, I can't vlog when I go to my local team's games, which I do because I love live football. I can't vlog there because they smack me in the face, because that's just ultras. It's ultra rules. You're not allowed to record or photograph anything on the stand. That's just what it is. So I can't do that, sadly. I can talk about that team as well if you want. I can show you some pictures, whatever, just of things that I've experienced as, supporting them over the years, you can't have me for it. I support Chelsea. Chelsea's my first team. Don't get me wrong. The local team is my second team. If you want to hate me for having a second team, well, do so. But I don't live in England. I love football and I love live football, so I'm going to go watch my local team. Doesn't mean I don't love Chelsea more. But yeah, that's really it for me. I think this video is very long. Let's see how much I'm going to edit it down to. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please do subscribe. Check out my social media. The links are in the description: Twitter, Instagram. Follow me over there. There's obviously class. Like I said, your video suggestions, let me know about that. If there's anything particular that you want to see, and also like other people's comments. Basically, if I'm not sure how many comments there's going to be on it, I don't have many subscribers. I haven't uploaded in years, so there might just be 2 or 3 comments. Who knows? But if you see other people's comments and you like their video suggestions, please drop a like on them so I see kind of what the most liked comments are. That would make sense for me. I might do a Q&A at some point just to get it started again and just get the flow of this channel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. It is up to Chelsea. It's a different outro. I'm gonna think of a different intro and outro for this channel that I'm gonna do. But it is up to Chelsea because today I spoke about Chelsea and it is always up to Chelsea. It's upwards and onwards. Thank you guys for watching, and I don't know when I'm gonna see you next.